Porsche is about to become a legend. The company is creating a plug-in hybrid sports car, and this makes us wonder, is the future of the automotive industry in hybrids? What is this new car? When will it be released? And why is it so important? This and many more questions will be answered shortly. Before we continue, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more. The history of the 911 Porsche was founded 93 years ago by Ferdinand Porsche in Stuttgart, Germany. The automotive giant has had a long run with many iconic models. However, Porsche isn't as you now know it. It was formerly an agricultural tractor company. It wasn't only Lamborghini that switched from tractors to sports cars. Porsche built some pretty iconic cars, some of which include the Porsche 936, 956, 961, 962, and 963. There's also the Cayenne mid-size crossover SUV, which saved the company from bankruptcy in recent years. When it comes to iconic, the most iconic of the Porsche lineup is their famous 911. For more than 50 years now, the Porsche 911 has been a big deal among car owners and collectors. It's special because it's a sports car with an engine in the back. And if you want more content like this, subscribe to our channel. Porsche made the 911 better over 8 versions, with lots of changes. But what hasn't changed is how everyone knows it's one of the best sports cars ever. But not for long, especially as we are getting more conscious of our environment. So now Porsche has to decide, should they keep making loud gas-powered 911s, or should they make something eco-friendly? Porsche wants to keep up with the times. They're planning to make 80% of their cars electric by 2030, and by 2025, they want half of their cars to be electric. Despite this commitment, Porsche's boss, Oliver Blume, has revealed that all their cars will have a mix of regular engines, hybrids, and electric power. Even the famous 911 will become a sporty hybrid. Speaking of which, did you know Porsche almost got rid of the 911 in the 90s? Yeah, they thought about it. They were investing more into other models like the 924, 944, and 928. However, in the end, they decided to keep investing in the 911. There's so much cool stuff to know about the iconic car. Did you know that the Porsche 911 has some family ties to the Volkswagen Beetle? Yep, it's true. As a matter of fact, it was known in the car community as a gloried Beetle. This is because Porsche's parent company is VW, and that the guy behind the Beetle is Ferdinand Porsche, the founder of Porsche. Back in the day, the Beetle was meant to be sold in Germany, but it eventually became famous worldwide. So when people joke that the 911 is just a fancy Beetle, they're kind of right. But we'd like to see the Beetle move as fast originally. The first 911 was supposed to be named the 901, but Peugeot filed a lawsuit that prevented Porsche from using names with 90 in them. So, quick as a flash, pun intended, Porsche changed the super-fast sports car's name to the iconic 911 we have all come to love. The car made its big debut in 1963 at the Frankfurt Motor Show. And guess what? It had a funky engine in the back called a Boxer engine. Like everything in that era, the Boxer engine wasn't that powerful. It only had a tiny 2-liter engine that made about 130 horsepower. Over time, the 911 got bigger and stronger. The Carrera RS from the 70s is like the superhero of early 911s. It had a whopping 210 horsepower. Then came the G series from the 70s to the late 80s. This one had turbo power. Can you imagine? Turbochargers weren't so common back then, but Porsche went for it anyway. The 1975 Porsche 911 Turbo was a beast, with 260 horsepower, making it one of the fastest cars of its time. Fast forward to the late 80s, and we meet the 964. This one was fancy, with an all-wheel drive and an automatic gearbox. It was the 911's evolution. And then there's the 993, often called the prettiest of them all. It had a 6-speed manual gearbox and an automatic transmission with steering wheel controls. Under the hood, it packed a punch with a 3.6-liter engine, making either 268 or 282 horsepower. So there you have it, a brief history of the Porsche 911 through the ages. From its humble beginnings with a Beetle connection to becoming one of the most iconic sports cars ever, the 911 has certainly come a long way, and this is in no small part due to its innovation. Now that the future of cars is not purely gas anymore, Porsche has come up with another innovation, championing the automotive world into the future. Now it's going the hybrid route, the innovation of hybrids. So this announced Porsche hybrid is not the first of its kind. In 2010, Porsche launched the Cayenne S Hybrid and announced the Panamera S Hybrid. By 2014, Porsche launched the Porsche 918 sports car, which featured a hybrid system. In July of 2014, Porsche announced the launch of the Porsche Cayenne SE Hybrid, a plug-in hybrid, which put a stop to the production of the Cayenne S Hybrid from the lineup. The SE Hybrid was the first plug-in hybrid in the premium SUV segment. This allowed Porsche to become the first automaker, specifically in the sports car category, with 3 production plug-in hybrid models. So, Porsche's plug-in hybrid vehicles were ahead of its time, which is why it didn't get the widespread acceptance that it deserved and eventually got discontinued. At the time, even now there's a skepticism around electric vehicles. There is the cost, among other things. However, we've discussed that in another video. Make sure you check out that video. The announcement of the new hybrid is so important because it signifies Porsche's readiness to succeed where it had formerly failed. Porsche has an advantage in this hybrid race. You could say it is rigged in Porsche's favor because they have been prepared and are currently some moves ahead. In his interview with car magazine, Oliver Bloom confirmed the existence of the development of a game-changing 911 hybrid. However, he did not drop a specific release date for the 911 hybrid. The 911 detail, what he did reveal, was Porsche's shocking new aim to achieve improved EV, including hybrid sales by 2030. The Porsche 911 Turbo S Hybrid will likely use the same 3.8-liter twin-turbo flat-six as the standard car, but it could also feature a 136-horsepower electric motor, similar to the one on other hybrid Porsche, which will produce a jaw-bursting horsepower of between the 700 and 800 horsepower range. Now that you know developing a hybrid vehicle is nothing new to Porsche, you might then think producing a 911 hybrid will be as easy. Despite their experience, Porsche's engineers had a real puzzle fitting the 911 with a hybrid drivetrain, and this is due to different things. It is important to take into consideration the past of the 911 and what customers have all come to expect from the 911. These expectations must be met with the proposed hybrid system. They have to add electric power without messing up its balance and speed. They have to make room to accommodate critical components without taking away too much trunk space and keeping the weight perfect. Sadly though, this new Porsche 911 hybrid won't be a plug-in type. It's more of a mild hybrid with a 400-volt system. The electric part gets its juice from the flat-six engine, giving it an extra push when needed. That means this hybrid 911 could match or even beat the normal 911 Turbo S from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.7 seconds. This impressive speed will be due to the combination of the incredible acceleration speed of the electric motor and the turbos. That is impressive, right? Porsche is planning to bring out a new design for the chassis this 2024, which will give them more space to play with and make sure the car stays perfectly balanced. They might even tweak the engines, making them more powerful. There could even be a new hybrid version of the Turbo S. Now you might be thinking, how does this hybrid compare to the other Porsche, say the 918 Spyder? Well, the 918 Spyder has 2 electric motors, but one only powers the front wheels. The 911 Turbo Hybrid might work similarly, but with an extra electric motor just for the front wheels. This could make the car heavier though, tipping the scales at around 4,446 pounds. However, as we have mentioned earlier, this shouldn't cause any problems for the car's speed. There has been no picture of the interior yet, but we're expecting some cool updates to the infotainment system, maybe even some fancy new displays. Now, with the 911 being so popular, this new hybrid version has big shoes to fill. But we're pretty sure Porsche will knock it out of the park. Can't wait to see this hybrid in action. What do you think? Will it be a hit or a miss? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. Kindly subscribe to our channel to see more.